They say some secrets from the past are lost forever, and the Romans might have taken one of the greatest to the grave. Over 2,000 years ago, they were building harbors, aqueducts, and monuments that still stand today, while modern engineers scramble with cranes, steel, and chemical additives, often failing to match the sheer durability of Roman concrete. How did they do it? What was in their formula that made it last millennia? And why can't we replicate it even with today's technology? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into a survival secret from history that still baffles scientists. Here's the kicker. Modern concrete, which we rely on to hold up our cities, skyscrapers, and bridges, starts cracking within decades. Exposure to water, freeze-thaw cycles, and chemical reactions slowly gnaws away at it. Yet Roman concrete structures, submerged in salt water for centuries, remain largely intact. The Pantheon, the Colosseum, and countless harbors still stand as testament. Scientists call it an ancient miracle, but there's science behind it. Modern engineers, well, they focus on strength and speed. Mix it, pour it, let it cure fast, and move on. But the Romans, on the other hand, weren't in a hurry. They used volcanic ash, lime, and seawater to trigger a chemical reaction that actually grows the concrete stronger over time. Yes, stronger, not weaker, as it ages. It's almost like they hacked time itself. The secret ingredient you won't believe. The real magic is volcanic ash, known as pozzolana. When it's mixed with lime and water, it reacts chemically with the minerals in the ash to form crystals over decades. Now, these aren't ordinary crystals. They actually reinforce the concrete from the inside. Think of it like steel bars inside modern concrete. But the crystals form themselves naturally. And here's where modern engineers, well, they really hit a wall. Our cement and concrete formulas just don't allow for this kind of self-healing, We try additives, fibers, and all sorts of chemical enhancers, but honestly, nothing grows stronger underwater quite like Roman concrete. Even the most advanced labs today, they still struggle to replicate this. That's exactly why ancient Roman harbors, built long before the rise of the Roman Empire, still endure those pounding waves, while modern ports tend to crumble after just a few decades. Romans weren't just making pretty monuments. They were strategists, plain and simple. Concrete was part of their survival code. Harbors had to withstand storms. Aqueducts needed to endure centuries of flowing water. And fortresses, well, they had to resist sieges. The materials they chose weren't accidental. They were deliberate, almost like they had a cheat code. Volcanic ash wasn't just about strength. When mixed with seawater, it created a reaction that absorbed cracks as they formed. Modern concrete reacts poorly to water, but Roman concrete actually grew denser when exposed. In other words, the Romans were engineering structures that healed themselves over centuries. This is why many of their constructions are still functional, centuries later. So, what can we learn from this ancient trick? Well, first, patience really matters. Roman concrete was never about quick fixes. Second, nature can actually be your ally. By using natural minerals and understanding chemical reactions, the Romans managed to make something that didn't just survive, it thrived. And third, they built with purpose, always thinking about longevity and resilience, not just, aesthetics or speed. Even today, some engineers are experimenting with Roman techniques, combining volcanic ash with modern mixes to create more durable, eco-friendly concrete. But honestly, the results still fall short of the 2,000-year benchmark the Romans set. The lesson is clear. Survival engineering isn't just about the latest technology. It's about understanding materials, environment, and time itself. You know, in an era of climate change, rising seas, and aging infrastructure, the Romans' survival code has never been more relevant. Modern cities today face crumbling bridges, seawalls, and harbors. So, yeah, this old wisdom really matters. We tend to rely on fast solutions that honestly often fail within just a few decades. But if you take a look back at history, it shows us that long-term resilience is possible if we respect natural processes and materials the way the Romans did. It's really a wake-up call for anyone who thinks innovation always means invention. Sometimes the smartest move is to learn from the past. The Romans weren't just engineers. They were survivalists, building structures that could endure storms, wars, and, well, centuries of neglect. Their concrete wasn't just a building material, it was a weapon against time. Here's the reality check. Modern labs can mimic Roman concrete, but only partially. They can't recreate the exact volcanic ash, the exact mineral ratios, or, honestly, the way time itself strengthens it. The Romans had an advantage that we can't buy in a lab: centuries of natural processes shaping and perfecting the material. In short, it's really a blend of chemistry, geology, and patience that, well, modern technology just can't replace. And that's the ultimate lesson here. The greatest survival trick isn't always high-tech. It's actually about understanding the world around you and using it to your advantage. Roman concrete is proof that longevity isn't about speed, shortcuts, or convenience. It's about wisdom, planning, and, respecting natural forces. Takeaway for history buffs and survivalists. So, the next time you walk past a crumbling building or maybe marvel at the Pantheon, remember, the Romans had a survival code written right there in stone and concrete. They engineered for centuries, not just years. They understood chemical reactions, environmental forces, and resilience in a way that, honestly, even today's experts can't fully replicate. This isn't just history. It's a masterclass in preparation, endurance, and survival thinking. From harbors to aqueducts, every structure carries a lesson: build smart, respect materials, and design for time itself. If you love diving into the secrets of ancient Rome and want more mind-blowing history that teaches real-world survival skills, hit that subscribe button and share this video. The past isn't just a story, it's a survival guide. Don't miss out on what ancient engineers can still teach us today.